not suggesting that we cut the services to our children.
Yes, I am.
In order to save funding.
Yes, I am.
So many of you have watched the video, reshared the video, retweeted the video, whatever, right? We're trying to get the word out, okay? So here's my thing right now. Right now, I am actually going to tell you my thoughts on this as a autistic mom, as a mom that has a 4-year-old that's nonverbal, and what these services actually really mean for my daughter. And then I'm going to get into what we can do as a community all together, and what are some of the steps that we need to take, right? So I just actually dropped my daughter off at ABA. So before my daughter started anything, she started ABA therapy. Now, ABA therapy has made such the whirlwind of difference for Layla. So when we moved out here to Arizona from California, okay, Layla was basically mute. She wasn't saying any words. We definitely didn't understand about regulation, right? We were even told about how to regulate Layla, and that some of her behaviors happened because of the regulation, because of her being unregulated, right? I was new to this, okay? And even though I may have known as her mom, and that is a story for a later day, but as her mom, I knew that Layla was autistic before she even turned 1. I already knew this, and because I knew this, you know, I just didn't want to be right. All right, we'll go there. So without these services, I could tell you that there is no way for my daughter, per se, would even be the child that she is today, okay? Yes, she has an ACC device. Guess what? That came from that funding. Yes, she goes to speech twice a week. Guess what? It came from that funding. She goes to ABA 5 times a week. It came from that funding. She was doing OT twice a week. We're looking for another OT provider. It's because of that funding. Feeding therapy, another one, right? Because of that funding. Music therapy, another one, because of that funding. And I know I'm not the only family, right? I'm not the only family that relies, because nobody has $1,000. And I'm just talking about, I have private insurance, right? And there's some families that don't even have private insurance. So they are relying on DDD. They are relying on long-term care to assist them when it comes down to being able to get these services that will make a difference in their child, right? So even with me having private insurance, I can't afford no $1,000 a week to send Layla to all of these programs. So for Representative Livingston to say what he said, this isn't just about my child, but it's about the community as a whole. Because right now what they are trying to do is this is not just in Arizona, this is in other states where they are trying to cut these programs, okay? At least by whether it's 25, 50%, 10%, our babies need this. And let's not get started when we talk about in-home support and being a parent provider, right? A parent provider is so important, because here's the thing. I don't trust anybody with my child at all. I just don't. I don't trust anybody with her. So because I don't trust anybody with her, I'm already working with her, and I can't go to work and go get a regular job right now, because if I get a regular job, that means that she drops in between the cracks. You have to be there. You have to learn the things. You have to know what's going on, right? So, number 1, I'm going to tell you, we need to advocate for our child. Okay, if that means going down to the Capitol, if that means writing letters. And I am going to show in this video, this is not mine. I did not come up with this, so I want to give the creator her credit. But Brandy Kuhn, there's a parent providers group on Facebook, has created a template as well as who you need to contact versus, and that's on the committee, number 1, and number 2, that is also your particular legislator, right? In your particular district. So you need to write them a letter. Now, if you're not in that district, that's fine. Here, we need to bombard them with letters and letting them know how important these services is. And as a community, we need to come together and say, guess what? We are standing up for our children. If you don't advocate for your kid, nobody else will. Number 2, we can't control what happens, right? I'll tell you, first and foremost, God is the only one that controls this. So, I'm a strong believer in prayer, and let's pray and do all of that and ask God to come through. But you want to know where I'm going to tell y'all parents what y'all need to be doing? And I'm not saying there's several parents that already do this. But if you are a parent that just drops your child off and really don't even understand what they're doing in speech, stop it right now. You need to be in there and see what they're talking about. What are they doing? You need to familiarize yourself with what they are doing at ABA. Go to parent support trainings. Find out what they're doing and do it yourself. And if you have it to go to school, when it comes down to BCBA, when it comes down to being a therapist, do it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can't rely on the government. You can't rely on these services, and you are your child's biggest advocate. I'm going to say it again. You are your child's biggest advocate. Learn how to homeschool your baby. And I know some of us don't even have that option because we're working, right? But we have to learn these things, because here's the thing. I refuse to have my baby end up being institutionalized, okay? My baby is level 3, okay? I was in denial about her being level 3. She's level 3. Okay? She's level 3. And I refuse. I will continue to stand up. I will continue to make a way. And I will stand up for your baby too. Because it's not just about my baby, but it's about all of our babies. And coming together as one. Coming together and fighting this fight. So if you need me to fight for you, I'm going to fight for you just like I'm asking you to fight for my child right now. I hope this helps. I hope we have a plan of action. And don't forget to share this video. It's not about sharing this video because we get likes and stuff like that. It is about bringing awareness to what is happening to our kids that are one of the most vulnerable population right now. Okay? We have came so far when it comes down to autism, when it comes down to special needs. And we're not going to stop right here. We're not going to let the government take this away from us. I hope this helps, and yes, we're going to do this together. We're going to unite as one, a community together. We are going to fight for our babies because our babies deserve for us to fight.